What the hell's up with you raw vegans? Why am I continually responding to raw vegans making these videos that are giving people information that's potentially life-threatening? Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, and a big shout out to my moderator Peter for sending me another different video from this raw vegan content creator I've never heard of before. Her channel name is Ms.FitVegan, and there on her channel I found this gem of a video titled something like "Why I Don't Take Supplements as a Raw Vegan." And as we'll see in a moment, if you are a vegan or a raw vegan who takes supplements, she says you're an effing idiot, you're stupid because you're eating a bunch of dead stuff, you're not eating the living force that's found only in raw fruits and vegetables. So anyway, let's jump right into her video, which seems to be a different sort of video for her. Usually she's talking like I am, hey guys, you know, but in this video, I don't know, it's just a long shot of her by a pool. Yeah, she lives in Thailand in the jungle, and I guess she wants to make that clear because, you know, people in the jungle know more than we do.
Hey boo, what's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan. I don't take supplements because I'm not a fucking idiot. If you're an idiot, I don't know what to say. You're probably offended right now.
No, I'm not offended. I'm actually quite astounded and shocked at the complete ignorance and the Dunning-Kruger effect here. She thinks she knows more than like the world's leading scientists and researchers in nutrition and biology, but let's hear her argument out.
But here's the situation, okay? I came to the raw food diet because I realized only living foods have life force and are alive.
Wow, what a total emotional appeal here. And what she's referring to here about life force, this is not some kind of biological, technical term or anything like that. It's raw food talk. This is not something actually that exists in reality apart from raw people speaking amongst each other. I mean, like that other guy I cover, Shane, just making a bunch of crap up or repeating crap that they've heard before.
What in a bottle could be alive? What life force?
Saying that only living foods have life force, that's more raw poetry than actual like biology or physiology. Your cells don't recognize life force. They recognize molecules, fatty acids, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, fiber. Doesn't matter if they came from raw foods, cooked foods, or a well-made supplement. Meaning that your body doesn't really care if a vitamin C molecule that's inside it came from fresh fruit or a supplement. That's not to say I'm against eating fresh fruit, raw food and stuff like that. I eat that all the time. I have banana smoothies all the time. I just had this beautiful salad for lunch that my wife made for us. I'm just saying there's no magic in there. They're good for you to eat, but it's not going to solve all your problems and give you all the nutrients you need just because it's raw.
What fresh living vitamins, minerals, and nutrients can be in a package or bottle or bag? Nothing.
Once again, that sounds very poetic and maybe spiritual, but it's just plainly chemically incorrect. Vitamins and minerals are, once again, molecules. They're not little animals that like get packaged into the capsules and they die once they're put in there. But the truth of the matter is taking these non-life force supplements is actually really good for vegans, especially raw vegans. A 2022 review on B12 and plant-predominant diets sums it up simply. Because of the increased risk of deficiency, most patients consuming plant-based diets should be encouraged to use a vitamin B12 supplement. And I always encourage people on our channel to take health advice, not from influencers or YouTubers, TikTokers. Listen to organizations of health professionals, organizations who have reputations, they need to be responsible, they can't give advice, it's going to kill people. For instance, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, who have said that a well-planned vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all people in stages of life, who also said taking a B12 supplement is absolutely mandatory.
So why would a raw vegan, somebody who woke up to the truth that it has to be fresh and living to be worth a damn thing, who would take a supplement? Only a fucking idiot.
Man, so much gaslighting. No, a raw vegan who is wise enough to take vitamins is someone who understands the distinction between raw propaganda and actual evidence-based information. They're not blinded by nonsense coming from influencers who live in the jungle.
And listen, okay, maybe your favorite YouTuber recommends supplements, but did you look in the description box for their code for 15% off? How do you think they afford the G-Wagon, boo? How do you think they afford that mortgage?
Well, I personally have been recommending that people take supplements, but look down in my description box. Do you see any promo codes, discount codes for any supplements? No. The thing is, yeah, she has a point. Yeah, there's a huge market out there for affiliate advertising, promoting all sorts of supplements, some of dubious quality, but that doesn't mean that the medical information, the scientific information that exists about the benefits, particularly for vegans taking supplements, is all of a sudden null and void because there's affiliate marketing. For example, when the British Dietetic Association or the Vegan Society recommends B12 supplements, they're not getting a cut of your Amazon cart. They're looking at data showing that vegans without B12 from fortified foods or supplements are at much higher risk of deficiency. The bottom line is there's an enormous difference between some kind of TikTok, YouTube influencer promoting some overpriced superfood powder that's going to cure all your problems versus a healthcare professional, or better yet, an organization of healthcare professionals that recommends, say, vitamin B12 to prevent neurological damage.
If you stayed till the end, then you deserve this little nugget. God didn't make no mistakes. He didn't make a mistake with you. He didn't make a mistake with fruit either. So stop trying to think that God made a mistake. Oh, he didn't put all the nutrients in fruit. Oh, man has destroyed fruit. No way.
Now she's moving on to some kind of combo of a theological / naturalistic fallacy argument saying God made this perfect fruit thing, all the nutrients you'll ever need are in there, and that's just simply not true. Just because something is natural or you believe your deity made it doesn't follow that all the nutrients that you need to live a healthy life and prevent, like, say, neurological damage are present in that raw fruit. In other words, there exists no single food source, not meat, not raw fruit, that contains all the nutrients, all the micronutrients that are required for human health. The most glaring example is vitamin B12. Apart from perhaps maybe duckweed, there exists no plants that humans can consume that will give us enough B12 to fulfill our required nutritional needs. And the American Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, again, makes this very clear. The British Dietetics Association, too, makes it very clear. If you're vegan, just take a B12 supplement. And you still can believe that God made fruit all perfectly. You can enjoy fruit all you want. Like I said, I love fruit too, but you have to accept the reality that plants are not a reliable source of sufficient B12.
Dude, it's been 16 years. I don't take any supplements. Like, no. No, they're not scamming. They're not fooling me. They're pulling the wool over your eyes so they can make a living, okay?
Well, that's her personal story, and I'm not here to try to diagnose her health or anything from YouTube. But what I'm saying is we need to clearly make a distinction between these N=1 studies from actual population level evidence. For example, a systematic review and several cohort studies still find low B12 intake and higher deficiency risk in vegans as a group. The most at-risk subgroup are vegans who don't use fortified foods or B12 supplements. And that's the whole problem with these sample sizes of 1 studies, like she's purporting here, anecdotal story. I've been taking supplements 16 years, I'm still fine. And she might be, and you hear about people who smoke 25 cigarettes a day and live to be 120. I mean, it's rare, but it happens. So just because you're doing fine, you can't generalize to the entire population that if you follow my example, your health is going to be equal or similar to mine. By the way, I'd be really curious to see if she's actually taken a blood test to determine whether or not she's deficient in B12 or not.
Supplements aren't going to kill you, but they ain't going to do you any good. Trust me on that. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your digestion, and you're wasting your time.
And that quite possibly there was the most dangerous statement of her entire dangerous statement filled video. For example, someone that suffers from B12 deficiency, the decision to take or not take a B12 supplement could make the difference between having a nervous system that's functioning properly versus one that has permanent damage. What the hell's up with you raw vegans? Why am I continually responding to raw vegans making these videos that are giving people information that's potentially life-threatening? I mean, if you're really vegan, and I think she is, I saw her do an interview with Gary Yourofsky, then why are you telling people who take supplements that they're effing idiots? Veganism is not about your own personal health. It's not some woo-woo thing, eating natural food with living life force, whatever. It's not about you. Don't be selfish. Veganism is about animals, specifically being against animal cruelty and exploitation. And there's absolutely nothing idiotic or wrong about being against animal cruelty and exploitation and realizing that you need to take a couple supplements, most likely if you want to maintain good health so you can be a good advocate for the animals. So when you hear a raw vegan like this saying only effing idiots take supplements, ask yourself, is this person more informed than, say, the American Dietetics, British Dietetics Association, and the many systematic reviews that have reviewed nutrition deficiencies in vegans? Of course they're not. And if they say they are an effing idiot and a freaking liar. All right, so let me just calm down here and try to relax here and chill out. So just think about it for a second. If I'm wrong, the worst thing that happens is that maybe you've wasted some money taking supplements that are useless and do absolutely nothing for you. But if she and the other raw foodists are wrong about the stance about supplements, well, what's the worst thing to happen? Well, brain damage. So weigh the two together. If I'm wrong, not a horrible thing. If they're wrong, you're F's for the rest of your life. So think about that before you just dismiss me off as being in the pockets of big vitamins. So if you really think I'm in the pockets of big B12, think you're an idiot, but comment down below. More importantly, just come to my Friday live stream. I'll leave the link up there. Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Try to be a decent human. I'll be calm. I won't say bad words about you or anything like that, and we can try to have a conversation. So until then, guys, comment, like, and I'll see you Friday. Remember, it doesn't suck being vegan.